Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to week 8 of the NFL slate, Winning Picks Weekly. As always, my name is John Meleka, J Meleka on Twitter, at Knicks Jets, etc. Knicks, Jets, etc. period on our YouTube. And that's where you're obviously watching us, the Winning Picks Weekly playlist. We also have a Jets playlist, great episodes and interviews. And Knicks, man, the season getting started, great episodes with nice interviews in there too. Winning Picks Weekly, though, we got the NFL, we got the college going on, Apple, Spotify. Hit us with that 5-star review. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you got with the NFL slate. Winning Picks Weekly on Twitter, Winning P Weekly. And as always, join with my boy Greg. What up, Greg?
What's up, man? Ready for another week? Had a great college week. It did not translate into the NFL for me last week, which stinks. But I think maybe some of that luck, I would say rubbed off on you. But dude, you had a great college and NFL week. It's insane.
Dude, I had a ridiculous weekend. I know you already gave up the little shout out in the beginning on how to help us out by getting to our YouTube and stuff. But I feel weird at this point even promoting because, dude, we are just murdering every single episode that we do. And yeah, I almost won every single bet on Saturday besides first half money line with Syracuse.
Yeah.
And man, 11-3 with the NFL this week, 2-1 on the best bets, 57% on both on the whole season with the best bets and with the regular picks. We're hot, and let's get this rolling, man. But before we start on our slate, we always like to do this. What did you learn last week, man? Week 7. What did you learn?
I don't know. I feel like there was so much going on. I felt like Detroit's not good enough to cover 3 points against anyone. I learned that. I said that for the first few weeks. The last 2 weeks, they've come down to earth in a major way. Got blanked by New England. Again, no touchdowns, I don't think, against the Patriots or Detroit against Dallas last week. So, with the bye in the middle, I thought maybe something would happen. Amon St. Brown, got taken out in the first quarter out of precaution.
So you're down on the Lions.
Down the Lions. Atlanta, the fairy tale season is over. They got absolutely smoked by the Bengals.
Just one game, bro.
It's just one game, but dude, another thing I learned too. We talked about two historically bad teams being bad. Green Bay and Tampa Bay might just stink.
We'll definitely get into that. I'm sitting here with the Green Bay Wisconsin shirt on today. So
one last thing I learned too. You can have a bad week. I was 6-8, so I mean, I guess it's not terrible. 0-3 on best bets. That's terrible. I looked at our best bet standings. You went 3-0 the first week, and every week since then you've been 1-2 or 2-1. Me, on the other hand, I think I've had 3 0-3 weeks, 2 3-0 weeks, and a 2 1 and 1 2. So you've been pretty consistent, kind of right down the middle, flip flopping, whether it's 2 wins or 2 losses. Me, on the other hand, I'm all in or all off. So I got to get a 3-0 week to bounce back. I feel good about my picks this week. The other thing too, the Tsunami Speaks parlay hits, so I have a positive week. You can have a bad week gambling if your moneyline dog parlay hits. So that was a big one.
Row.
That's plus
2 weeks in a row. The Tsunami Speaks parlay. The Jets, the Giants, and the Seahawks. Unfortunately, you can't take it this week.
I was gonna say the NFL doesn't want us to have any fun, so they got the Giants playing the Seahawks this week. So who do you bet? Who knows?
Fair enough. Those are 3 nice lessons.
What did you learn?
D-Hop is back, which means
deal.
Arizona covers. Arizona covers when DeAndre Hopkins plays. I mean, he controls this team. I thought maybe it would take a week to come back. Sometimes I like to give, the injury stuff, but D-Hop, he covers games. Huge. That was a huge one for me. Another one. Can I say the New York Jets are real? Like I know I got the Jets background. Yeah. I know I got the Jets background. I know it's Nick Jets, etc. Like I know there's some bias there, but dude, just disrespect week after week for the Jets. And you mentioned the Giants, no problem. Throw them in there. Week after week, just underdogs, just like disrespectful underdogs every week. We're sitting here staring at this line, like what's going on? They cover games. Like forget everything else. Like the Jets and the Giants are easily covering all of these games. So
yeah.
From a betting perspective, That's another thing I learned. Lastly, and this is a tough one to admit for me because I've been on this team all year. They've been my sort of darling here. But I think Houston stinks. I think the Houston Texans stink. All right. So we're gonna get into it. Of course, I'm gonna try to follow my lessons learned, but my dumb gambling brain is gonna take over. And that's why I'm glad I have you here, Greg, and the listener. Let us know what you got. And let's start us off here, man. Johnny Primetime, man. I definitely learned a lot about the Primetime, and I flipped the script, man. Again last week, just killing it. But Thursday we were off. So again, Thursday night, Baltimore Ravens -1.5 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers +1.5 at home. And you just talked about in your lesson learned that Tampa stinks. That's your take. But everybody else that I'm listening to, everything else that I'm reading is telling me, oh, Tampa Bay about to right the ship. Tom Brady to win or go home. Don't bet against Brady when it's, back against the wall. What do you got here?
Yeah, I mean, you could be saying that all season long. That's the thing. It's like what the problem is with these successful quarterbacks or successful franchises. You could say that all season long. Like if I kept the amount of money I had in my account from the weekend before and didn't cash out, I would have been broke live betting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Panthers last week. Because the Panthers are tanking. They traded their best player. They got P.J. Washington out there.
PJ Walker. PJ Washington's on the Hornets. He's out there against the Knicks.
I do that every time. PJ Walker out there trying to lose games, and yet Tampa Bay can't get anything going. I was doing stuff. I was walking around. I walk past the TV. I say, Tampa Bay's going to come back. What's the live line? I look at it. Didn't bet it 3 times. I could have lost so much because
the first play of the game. The first play of the game was Mike Evans dropping a bomb.
Easy, dude. Something's just off in Tampa Bay. It's weird. You and I said it in the preseason. We had the Saints winning this division. Saints kind of stink, but dude, Todd Bowles, not an NFL coach. We knew it going into it. Weird stuff going on with Tom Brady, retiring, not retiring, family issues, all that stuff. Dude, give me the Ravens in this one. It sucks because the Ravens they can't close out a game. Like even last week, they tried to lose to Cleveland in the fourth quarter. They tried really hard, but Tampa Bay, I just don't think it's the same Tampa Bay. So give me the Ravens. Was it minus a point?
I love that you mentioned that because that's exactly where I'm going with this game too, man. And I'm taking Baltimore because I think it's a get-right game for Baltimore.
Yeah.
Like nobody's talking about. I'm so happy that you mentioned. I feel like I'm in crazy land. Everybody, as soon as you mention Baltimore, just talks about Lamar Jackson contract. Can he throw? I can't believe that's still the conversation. But that's every time I hear Baltimore. Nobody's talking about the get-right game for Baltimore. They should be undefeated. They lost the most ridiculous games I've ever seen. And then when I look at their record, they're only 4-3. Like I feel like they lost so many ridiculously close games and they blew the leads. I can't believe it's only 4-3. Right? I feel like they'd have a losing record here, man. Baltimore Ravens are going to make a statement on Thursday night. You know how many times Harbaugh's played Tom Brady, man? Like, no. I don't know the exact number, but I'm telling you, Harbaugh is the point is he hates New England. He has this whole thing, the Baltimore versus New England beef. There's the Harbaugh versus Tom. Who started Deflategate? Like there is motivation here for Harbaugh to put the stomp on Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, but also to get right for Baltimore. And a nice get right game for them makes them 5-3. That's huge in this division, man. They're gonna take a huge lead in this division.
Yeah, especially because Cincinnati's been looking really good. We'll talk about them at the end because I think they play Monday night. Mm-hmm. One thing that stands out to me in this game before we move on is the injury reports. You talked about it last week going into the Baltimore game. Baltimore's injury reports a full page on my desktop computer. Like, it's crazy how many people are either injured reserve or hurt or questionable. But then you go to the Tampa Bay's, dude. Tampa Bay just has a bunch of people that are out already. They're just out. So they have 2 questionable people, Julio Jones, your boy, and Akeem Hicks. Those are the 2 guys that are questionable. Everyone else, Winfield Jr., out. Murphy Bunting out. Like, those are big-time players. Gage out. Davis III out. Like, those are key players for them. But on the flip side, I'm worried about Mark Andrews. He did not look good last week. Didn't do anything last week. Short week. Same injuries.
He's not going to play.
He might not play.
Mark Andrews has never played a full season in his career.
All right, so in Dynasty, I got to look at something there. I got to find someone.
Man, I'm sorry to tell you that Isaiah Likely is already on my squad, and that's why I don't think that they're going to miss a beat.
Are we playing this week?
We might be playing each other. I'm not sure.
That would be disgusting if you snuck Isaiah Likely on me in the 17th round of the Dynasty draft. We're playing each other the week I need him. That would be disgusting.
Listen, you made fun of me for drafting him too early.
I had him as a 21st round grade. I don't know what to tell you. Baltimore thing. I did the Tampa Bay Mike Francesco. I'm going to do it again real quick for Baltimore. It's Thursday night. It's tonight if you're watching this. So I want to get to it. Gus Edwards, questionable. Probably not going to play this week. Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, both questionable. I think they're going to play.
You don't think the Gus Bus is going to play?
I don't think so.
No, he played last week. He's hurt like that.
I know.
I think he's fine.
I think
he's fine.
Okay.
No, the only player that's out is Calais Campbell. He's already been ruled out. He's sick.
Rashard Bateman and Mark Andrews. So that's the last two that worry me because those are two big weapons for Lamar.
Yeah. Everybody else is questionable. Like, we don't know yet. If Marcus Peters is out, that's tough. If Ronnie Stanley's out, that's tough.
Yeah, of course.
Marlon Humphrey's out. If the Gus Bus is out, yes, these are all material changes. But for now, I have to ride with the Baltimore Ravens. The only problem is their deep ball, but
yeah, 68% of the money right now on Baltimore. Over-under is 45.5, split 50-50. I have no read on the over-under. I would lean towards the under, especially because it's a primetime game. But both these defenses stink, so who knows?
All right. Now let's jump into the full slate, man. We got the full Sunday.
The full Sunday. We got the early.
I mean, what's better than a 9 a.m. Jacksonville London game? I mean, that's the sweet spot right there.
It's a tradition unlike any other.
So we got, I mean, the man that needs no intro, Russell Wilson, the Denver Broncos.
That tweet today is fake, right? That can't be real. That he's working
out, stretching for the entire flight to London and doing high knees.
Yeah, that has to be a fake thing. That can't be real. 4 hours of the flight, he's working out, stretching, and running up and down the aisle while his teammates are trying to sleep on their way to play a game where he's probably not going to play.
Oh, he's going to play.
He's got Wolverine blood. I mean, he should be playing. I'm surprised he didn't play last week.
Russell Wilson's going to play in this game. And actually, that's exactly why I love the under. But I know this is not the under over show.
95% of the money's on the under, though. Does that worry you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
39.5.
I got bad news, man. You're going to hate this. I like Denver. I see it at 2.5, actually. We have it at 3.5. I see it at 2.5 right now.
Right now, yeah, we can update it. I love Jacksonville. I don't mean to cut you off, dude.
No, you go ahead.
I think they had a tough loss last week against the Giants. Got stopped on the 1. They were moving the ball down the field. I had the Giants in that game at the Giants money line. Jets, Giants, Seahawks, 2 weeks in a row.
Tsunami speaks.
Yeah. The Jacksonville Jaguars, 40% of the money right now on them. They're the seasoned London team. They don't have Russell Wilson. I think that's a huge plus. Dude, his team hates him. His team absolutely hates him. It's crazy. But that truly affects a team and their chemistry all over the place. Like, it's nuts. So
that's fair.
I think Trevor Lawrence is okay. He doesn't throw the ball deep. I don't think they need to throw the ball deep. I don't think you're going to be able to throw the ball deep against this Broncos defense.
That's the thing, dude. Nobody's talking about the Broncos defense. Jacksonville's not going to score.
You're going to have to run. ATN can run. He's looked
no
really
James
good.
Robinson.
No James Robinson. He's now a New York Jet. What up? Trevor Lawrence can run. Dude, the guy moves. That hair gets flowing. He gets going. Trevor Lawrence can move. So I think Trevor Lawrence, I think this team's going to
against the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be under for sure. I think it's going to be like 16-10. But, dude, give me the Jaguars minus 2.5. The seasoned London team, the darlings of London.
They do have a home field advantage in London. That's like an actual thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna hold my nose because it's the 9 a.m. Quasi primetime game. But I legitimately do not think that Jacksonville is gonna have the ball in Denver territory. Like they can't move the ball against mediocre defenses. How the hell are they gonna do anything against Denver? You know what I mean? Especially if they hate the quarterback. Like don't there's a weird motivation here where Bradley Chubb is gonna get traded if they don't win. Apparently, that was a rumor that came out, which
Yeah.
I don't know where that makes him lead. Does that make him like, all right, let me go tank this game so I get the hell out of here?
I think so.
Or is he just like, all right, backs against the wall. We all got to win this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sick with Denver. We'll just be opposite here. Now to the 1 o'clock slate. Very balanced 1 and 4 o'clock slate, man. What a good week.
Thank
This
God.
is this is a great week. Let's just start it off here with the rivalry game, the game that I'll be at, the game that we can't stop thinking about. Go check out the Jets pod. We got Shuki Wrights on from Boston Radio. New England Patriots are favored by a point and a half, but they're favored at JetLife Stadium against the 5-2 New York Jets. And the New England Patriots are coming off a short week where they got demolished by the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Should have lost by an extra 7, but they were nice and they didn't do it. And they have a quarterback problem. They have a quarterback controversy because they have 2 quarterbacks who stink, turn over the ball. And all of a sudden, they are favored against the New York Jets.
John, do you see the money on this? Because right now, first of all, I see it at 2.5 instead of 2. And even at 2.5, did you see the money that's on the way it's split?
Oh my God, I can't wait to know.
What if I were to tell you that 80% of the bets are on New England?
No way.
How?
No way.
How is that
I'll have to check it.
possible? 95% of the bets are to the under, 40.5. I agree with that. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think both these defenses are legit. Judon, we talked about it on the Jets episode. Judon has a candidate to lead the league in sacks, even though I gave it out last year here on Winning Picks Weekly. I'm going to stop bringing it up at some point, but not right now. The Jets defense is legit with Sauce, Reed, Joyner, Whitehead, Quinnen Williams, all the guys on the defensive line, back and core. So,
is Andrews playing?
What's up?
Is Andrews playing?
The center for the Patriots? I don't know. He got hit on a chop block or whatever. The Bears guy got thrown
That's
out of the
concussion
game.
though.
Concussion, so I think he's in the protocol. I know the teams, obviously the NFL's cracked down on concussions. The teams are being more careful about concussions. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown came out last week for the Denver Detroit, and he said he was fine. He passed the protocol, but they kept him out as an abundance of caution. That kills you in a fantasy week, but, we want everyone to be safe. So maybe Mark Andrews is out this week because everyone wants to be safe. There's nothing wrong with that. But, dude, the Patriots, they run the ball. They look really good on defense, but they can get run on. We lose Breece Hall. That's tough because he's lighting the league on fire from the running back position. I think we have enough horses in the stable, though, to get it done. I think Zach Wilson can move. I don't want him running on design runs. But I think between Michael Carter, Bam Knight, Ty Johnson, and now James Robinson, I think we can find a way to run the ball in this Patriots team that seems susceptible to the run. I love the Jets plus 2.5. I want to make it a best bet, but I'm not going to do that to them. At 20% of the bets, to me, this is a no-brainer.
I can't believe that, man. And it's funny you just mentioned I never put the Jets in the best bets.
No, it could be my what am I missing pick of the week, too, because it makes no sense. Like, how is a team that just lost on Monday night to the Chicago Bears? Like, they didn't get beat by the Chiefs. They got beat by the Chicago Bears, embarrassed by the Chicago Bears, now going on the road to their rival and their favorite, and they don't even know who the quarterback is.
I think they announced McCorkle Jones today after the Bears ran 250 yards on them, 3 players with over 60 yards on the ground. Dude, this is my best bet. I can't believe the public's all over New England. I'm taking the New York Jets. JetLife Stadium is going to be a zoo. I'm telling you, it's going to be a zoo
Do we have shirts yet with JetLife Stadium? We say it every week. We really should get on that.
I mean, it is JetLife Stadium, and I felt it for real, last week versus Miami, or last home game versus Miami. I love the Jets this week. I don't know what else to do here.
Yeah.
Let's just stick with this division though.
Okay.
We got the Miami Dolphins -3.5 at the Detroit Lions +3.5. You had a lesson learned about the Detroit Lions. You're off them. DeAndre Swift is coming back. Does that do anything for you?
Yeah, it does, but I'm off the Detroit Lions. I
And
hate
St.
them.
Brown was out last week. Like you said, he'll be back.
Yeah. This is dude,
Hawkinson is limited though. He didn't practice, so I guess he's questionable. I wouldn't say limited. What do you got going on here? I'm not sure what to make of Miami, dude. Like we both had Pittsburgh covering, so that was nice last week. But Miami looked okay, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, they started out real hot. I think they scored the first 3 drives they had the ball. This is one of my missing pick of the week. Like, I don't get how it's only
Ooh.
3.5 points. To me, it seems like, especially as a Jets fan who's moved onto the YouTube space, I watch a lot of Miami Dolphins YouTube and see Twitter accounts and stuff. The Miami Dolphin fans think they have like a championship contending team. They love this Miami Dolphins team when Tua is healthy. Tua is healthy. They look good. Like I said, for the first 3 drives last week, and then the Steelers were able to make some adjustments, and then it looked like Miami wasn't able to make adjustments back because they didn't really do too much the rest of the game.
Facts.
Detroit, the thing, I get that St. Brown's going to be back this week, but again, he's in the protocol, so who knows exactly. I get that Swift's going to be back this week, but he's coming off an injury, so who knows what you're going to get from him. They just can't score. Their defense has gotten a little bit better over the last 2 or 3 weeks. They just can't score the ball. So how are you going to, when the objective of the game is to score more points than the other team, how are you going to take the team that can't score? So what am I missing? Miami Dolphin -3.5. I get that it's a road favorite. I think I got to do it. Inside, Tua, the boys, they're going to be running. They're going to be lighting it up. I think they're going to be fine.
Check the public for me on this because
I'm scared, John, because I didn't look at it before I started talking, and now
me
I'm
neither.
really
But dude,
nervous.
you sound like Joe Schmo. Like when you are picking the Dolphins here, you sound like those guys on YouTube because
55% of the money's on the Lions, John. 55% of the money's on the Lions.
that's good because you didn't talk about Brandon Jones, their starting safety out with the ACL
Yeah.
for the year. That's huge. He was literally their leading tackler. Right? You say it's dumb, but this game's going to be on the ground with
I
DeAndre
don't
Swift
say
and
it's
Jamal
dumb. I
Williams.
say you don't want to lead the league in tackles. That's not something to brag about that we seem to brag about every year, CJ Mosley. You don't want league leading tacklers on your team. That means you're tackling all the time. That means your defense is on the field all the time. That's all that means. You don't want that.
All right, fair enough. But like we saw against the Jets, Teron Armstead and Xavier Howard both missed practice on Wednesday.
That's not good.
They're not available. I mean, Jalen Waddle limited, whatever he's going to play. That's more important to me than anything going on the Lions side. I don't care about TJ Hawkinson that much. I hope he plays, but it's fine. If Jonah Jackson's out, that'd be tough.
Yeah,
But man, I'm more worried about the Dolphins injury report.
it's a good reminder to follow us Winning P Weekly on Twitter, just because if those guys are out for Miami, those are the 3 probably biggest players on their team outside of Tua, Waddle, and Hill. So,
But I love Detroit.
yeah, I might switch to Detroit money line come then, depending on what it is. Right now, it's +160 at home team.
I like the
bounce back.
hook. I like the hook. Are they off a bye?
No, they played
Oh, no,
Dallas
they got-
last week and got
Oh, yeah,
smoked,
that's right.
but that
Yeah,
was
that's
off a bye.
That's right. Okay. I remember it was recently. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lions here. I'm not sure if it's betting with my heart because I hate Miami. I need them to lose. I really do. I think Miami might win the game, but I like throwing the hook. I'm just gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I like it. All right, we've been talking about Chicago all episode, it feels like. So let's just jump to that game. Chicago Bears are +9.5 at Dallas, who played Detroit last week. Dallas 5-2. Catching -9.5 at home. Zeke Elliott might not play. I'm not sure if that's an upgrade or not.
I think he's been ruled out.
Is he out? Okay.
I think he's been ruled out. At least he was on fantasy. Let me check the official injury report. I mean, fantasy is as official as it gets, in my opinion, but I guess the official one is probably good, too. He's officially questionable on ESPN, so he won't practice Wednesday. MCL
the bigger
sprain.
one is Malik Hooker, though. Malik Hooker didn't practice either, man. That one's huge.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, dude, there's a lot of pieces on their team that they need, but I don't know. To me, I just have visions of Monday night because I watched it as a little scouting for this week for the Jets coming up. I also watched it because anytime the Patriots are getting smoked, I love to put the game on and cheer along, no matter who they're playing. And it just gave me flashback vibes of Philadelphia against Dallas 2 weeks ago. I get that Philadelphia is a head and shoulders better team than Chicago, but I just close my eyes and I see the plays of Jalen Hurts running at Parsons, Micah, for Chicago, for the Cowboys, and just absolutely taking him out of the game plan by using his legs, being able to run, being able to option, being able to throw the quick pass. Dude, I think Chicago might be able to do something like that. You talked about it. They had 3 guys with double-digit attempts and over 60 yards rushing. Fields led them with 80 yards rushing. I think they can. I think they have a shot to run this game and run this ball and win 9.5.
It's a lot of points.
I don't know if I have a hold my nose pick of the week yet. Did I not take one? Oh yeah, I did. Oh, it is Chicago. Let's go. My old brain's connected with my new brain. I'm with Chicago. Hold your nose, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's a big letdown spot. 9.5's a lot of points. Dallas,
Yeah.
I don't think looked too great. Dallas was able to punch it in 3 times from the inside the 5. If you hold them and you're able to get a couple field goals out of that, you can compete with anyone when you have 9.5 points in your back pocket.
This line is so fishy, and it's for your Bears. They just beat New England on Monday and killed them, and they're catching 9.5. It's begging me to take the Bears. Don't forget, they just traded Quinn.
Yeah.
And Roquan Smith started crying in the press conference about it. That was on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? They have to play on Sunday versus a very motivated Dallas team who has not played well, like you mentioned. Even though, talking about Dolphins Twitter, go check what the Cowboys fans are saying. They're pulling up videos trying to add up sacks for Micah Parsons. That should have counted as a half sack. He should be leading.
I haven't dived into Dallas Twitter. I don't know if I can right now. I got my hands full with Bills fans and Patriot fans and Dolphins fans.
The Dallas Cowboys have a legit defense.
Yeah.
It looks like Dak Prescott maybe wasn't fully healthy. The first game back, second game back, a little bit better. I think this is it, man. At home, Chicago Bears just lost Quinn.
What if I were to tell you?
This looks like a crazy line.
What if I were to tell you before you make a pick? 66% of the money's on Dallas.
Where's the bets though?
65% of the bets are on Chicago.
That makes me love Dallas.
Big time better put a big time bet on Chicago or on.
I mean, this could be one of the Texas boosters. So I don't know how much we could really.
Yeah, it could be Mattress Mac trying to spread out that $75 million over a couple different places.
Yeah, it could be anything going on here. So I'm gonna ride with Dallas. I don't love it. This is almost my opposite hold my nose. I never have an opposite hold my nose, but just minus 9.5 is I don't want that. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, hold your nose doesn't have to be a big underdog. It could be a big favorite, I think, right?
It could be. I think I'm gonna save it. I'm saving it. Let's just go to it. Why even, hold on to the gold here? The Minnesota Vikings shouldn't be favored by minus 3.5 against anyone. I don't care that they're 5-1. I don't care that they're coming off a bye. I feel like they should be underdogs or a pick 'em in every single game. This 3.5, this is what am I missing for Arizona? Arizona, I just mentioned when D-Hop is here, the Arizona Cardinals move the damn ball. Arizona looks to be getting healthier. They look to all be getting on the same page. There's no more Kyler Murray nonsense after he screamed that. I love that he screamed that Kingsbury in a win. That's my favorite thing. I know we all complain about Elijah Moore. I love that Elijah Moore complained in a win, because if Elijah Moore was complaining in a loss, we would cut him. You know what I mean? Dude, we don't have time for your nonsense right now. So at least it's a little bit genuine that he cares about, his stats, and he's not just being a crybaby. Oh, we lost. It's because you didn't give me the ball. You know what I mean? It's none of that.
Yeah.
I love Arizona 3.5, man. This is what am I missing? Do you really think that the Minnesota Vikings are this juggernaut 6-1 team that's gonna, smack teams at home? I don't know. For me, this is the most obvious Minnesota Vikings letdown game I've ever seen in my whole life. Arizona's legit.
Dude,
Three and a half is easy.
to
That's a one.
me, I
That's my
think
one. Am I missing?
I think the Cardinals, this is a major
Oh my
letdown spot
notes.
for them. They absolutely smoked New Orleans last week at home. They got their first home win in 8 games or whatever it was. Now they have to go to Minnesota off a bye. Minnesota's a fast team when they play indoors and they get that turf. To me, this is actually, I think Minnesota's good, first of all. Your question about that. Yes, I think that they're good. I think they can contend. I have them as conference winners. I have them as division winners. I have
I
them
got
in
them
all
as
my
division winners
parlays.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like them before the season. I like them during the season. I'm happy they're 5-1. I think they can keep it rolling here at home. Can they cover the 3.5? I do. 85% of the money is on Arizona. You're talking about the Minnesota should never be a favorite of 3 points or more or something like that. No one should ever. The money should never be 85% on this Arizona Cardinals team. They stink.
That's a lot.
They
I did
beat a
not know that.
bad New Orleans team on Thursday night. They caught them off guard. Their defense played great. Andy Dalton is 0-8 on Thursday nights, and he threw a zillion interceptions, 2 of them for pick sixes. Like, if you take that stuff away, you get Kirk Cousins at 1 o'clock at home, Skull Chance going, Jefferson going nuts, Cook being able to run the ball, maybe some Madison in there too. I don't know. I think this is just a slow and steady win for the Vikings. Yes, Hopkins is good. Connor may be coming back. He's questionable today. But, dude, I just don't. I think this is a huge letdown spot for the Cardinals, and I hate that 85% of the money is on the Cardinals. To me, that makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I guess I can't. That can't be a hold my nose if it's.
It could be.
I can't be, dude. Everybody's on it. Hold my nose. Everybody likes Arizona.
That's true. It's actually, I missed my first best bet where I got so jazzed up. That's my second best bet of the day. My first best bet of the day was Jacksonville.
Oh my god.
9 a.m. Wake up, get some tea and biscuits going, get your crumpets, and watch Jacksonville absolutely murder the Denver Broncos. Then you wait till the 1 o'clock game, Kirk Cousins in all his glory at 1 o'clock. And then I got a 4 o'clock one. So I got the whole day planned out. I got a nice, beautiful Sunday lined up. I'm going 3-0 to bounce back from my 0-3 on best bets. Minnesota, my second best bet of the day.
I'm gonna kill Denver. Denver D is good, man. All right.
Oh, they're going to kill him. Denver D is good till it's not. Like, you can only do it for so long. Like, you can't be as lockdown defense with your team scoring 6 points a game all season long, especially on a flight when you're going to London where your quarterback is jumping up and down doing jumping jacks. Like, it just can't be sustained all season. If so, it would be the best defensive team performance of all time.
The one thing I'll agree with you is they definitely hate him because these stories only get leaked because they want us to hate him just as much as they
Dude,
do.
he has his own office. He has his own shower. He thinks he's better than everyone. He has his concussion water. He's selling Subway sandwiches. He's so extra in 1,000 different ways. He's practicing high fives, mental reps of high fives. He's kneeling down when he's injured on the field, getting mental reps of snapping and calling plays. Like, what are you talking about, dude? He's just like gone off the deep end. And I've been saying it and seeing it for years. I'm happy that everyone's on board now because I have the proof that I've been talking about how bad Russell Wilson is for years. And Jacksonville's going to do what they need to do on Sunday, absolutely kill Denver. I'm going to put out Winning Pete Weekly. You can find it. I'm going to tweet out an alternate line parlay. And Jacksonville will be one of the teams in there. I'm now saying now the Jets will be another team in there.
All right. So Minnesota it is.
Best bet.
All right, I think I might have to roll with you, Minnesota.
85% of the money, John.
Yeah,
I
can't do it. All right, let's go to
the
the next 2 games. I legit hate so much. I don't know what to do with them. We got one. Let's start with the Las Vegas Raiders on the road to New Orleans. You made fun. It's basically a pick 'em. It's at 1.5. I see right now. You making fun of Andy Dalton? My
He
man got
stinks.
he got appointed the starter with the head coach today claiming that Winston's healthy. I mean, talk about an indictment on that QB room. You got Taysom Hill signed, the fake QB, tight end, running back, who obviously is not a QB because he's not playing. You got Winston, who you signed, is healthy. You're not playing him, and you choose to start the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. You like what you saw from him. This is an ugly game, man. I hate everything about the Las Vegas Raiders. Every time I watch them, they there's nothing I like. It's just Max Crosby. That's the only thing I like about this entire team. They
Uh,
run the ball. That's fun. Derek Carr makes me sick. He
I
just
like that.
forces it to
I like
Devontae
the
Adams.
other wide receiver they have. I always blank his
Renfro.
name. No, not him. The other guy, Matt Collins, Matt Holland. I'm looking it up right now. He's like their third wide receiver, bigger, taller guy. Dude, he just catches the ball and he gets absolutely lit up, but he holds on to it every time, dude. He's nice.
I hate the Las Vegas Raiders, man. Nothing about them impressed me.
Mac Hollins.
On the New Orleans side, though, we had them all preseason, but they've been very disappointing. 2-5, very disappointing. Defense hasn't been there, but they're at home, man. They have to take care of business. I'm taking the Saints here. This has got to be a Taysom Hill kind of game. Kamara, Taysom Hill. I don't care about Thomas and Landry at this point. Chris Olave could be rookie of the year. Nobody's talking about him.
Olave, yeah, I think he has a shot now, especially with Brees Hall going down. I think there's a little bit of chatter about him and Olave or him and Hall going back and forth. He missed a week with a concussion.
Kenneth Walker's up there.
Yeah, especially of late. He started out the gate a little slow, a couple injuries, nursing them back, but he's been great the last few weeks. Are you going to answer about Michael Thomas? You made us draft him in our fantasy football league. Are you going to answer about that? Are we going to talk about that? Or are we going to keep that offline?
Is he playing?
No, he's never playing. That's what I've been saying the whole time. That's what I was screaming in August. He doesn't play. Julio Jones doesn't play. None of these guys
Jarvis
play.
Landry doesn't play, though. That's a new one.
Yeah. He's a little older now, too, but... Dude, I don't know what it is with these guys, like, just not playing. Michael Thomas hasn't played in New Orleans in 3 years.
Is that a real number?
Yeah, he missed all of last season
I know
because he got injured the year before in the season and chose not to get surgery until July. It's been 3 seasons since he's played football. He played one game this season, maybe 2. Like, he's just milking them for all their money. It's insane.
Can't guard him.
You couldn't guard him in 2017. A lot's changed. We've had president after. There's a lot's going on since 2017 when you couldn't guard Mike.
So Saints.
This is like. I don't want to pick either of these teams. I have to pick a team because we're doing a show here. But
wait. Let me give you a little injury report.
Please do.
Apparently, some type of illness might be going around the locker room in Vegas because safety Jonathan Abram, wide receiver Devontae Adams, defensive end Tayshaun Bauer, and Clelin Ferrell all missed practice on Wednesday for being sick.
Yeah, the Vegas flu. They were out partying until 3 a.m.
I mean, you can't win in New Orleans after a week. Listen, man, partying in Vegas on Sunday and then having to go to New Orleans the next week, that's a tough schedule for the Raiders.
That's a lot. 2 great cities to hang out in, I can tell you that. I'm going the Saints here just because I can't take the Vegas Raiders because they're getting, I think, 70% of the money. Like, that's insane to me. A home team getting points off a bad loss on Thursday night. They've had extra time to prepare. They've had extra time to get healthy. They're getting points. They're at home. And you're fading the public at a 70-30 split. To me, I just have to take the Saints, even though I don't want to. I want to take the Raiders because they look like they can run the ball. The defense looked okay. But again, you have to remind yourself it's the Houston Texans. And unfortunately, like you said, and what I learned last week, we might be learning that the Houston Texans cannot cover 7 points, even though they should have.
They stink, man. Okay. Both got the Saints there. Let's jump to division game, Carolina versus Atlanta. I don't know what to make of this Carolina Panthers team. Last week we called the motivation week. Knew everything. They got a new coach, new running back, new quarterback, new everything. Chuba Hubbard injured. this week. I don't know if he's gonna play.
Oh,
That's kind of tough, man.
didn't know
I-
that.
I'm gonna ride with Atlanta at home just because they've been the cover kings. They didn't cover last week. This is a comeback cover game for the Atlanta Falcons for me.
Yeah, this is my letdown bounce back game of the week. Like Atlanta, huge bounce back spot for them. They got smoked by the Bengals, who are turning into the real deal Bengals. And Carolina, incredible letdown spot. Players are getting traded. People are offering 2 first-round picks for your defensive end or linebacker that's in the rumor mill there. They said, no, we're not trading him, so maybe we're keeping some pieces, maybe we're not. Everyone's asking about DJ Moore. Robbie Anderson, see ya later, got him out of here. A lot's going on in that franchise. You're able to go through it all, pierce through all that noise, absolutely demolish the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No way they do it 2 weeks in a row. Huge letdown spot for them. Huge bounce back spot for Atlanta. Give me Atlanta in this one. This might, Atlanta. Should be a best bet, really.
I was thinking about it too. I'm not gonna do it though. I can't. It's tough. It should be a best bet. You're right.
The only reason why I stayed away is 70% of the money's on Atlanta, and that worries me.
Yeah.
But they're home. They're so much better at home. They're in the dome. They can run the ball a zillion times when they're at home. Defense seems to play better. Like I said, just big bounce back spot for them.
All right, perfect. That's perfect. I'll take Atlanta with you. I like that you're with me here. All right, last game of the 1 p.m. My hold your nose pick, officially, of the week. Going with the dogs. The Pittsburgh Steelers catching 10 and a hook versus Philadelphia Eagles. The unstoppable Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, best team in the league, coming off a bye. What are you, crazy? Take any number. Any number it is, you take it. I like what I see from Pittsburgh, man. I think Pittsburgh is actually coming together. I hope Pittsburgh loses this game so I can then take them to win the division, but it's going to be a long road for them, right? They're at 2-6, and Baltimore and Cincy, let's say, are 5-3. It's a long road back
for sure.
But I really like this Pittsburgh team, man. They're sneaky. Everybody talk about how much Mike Tomlin stinks, about how he's not going to be 500. The streak ends. I don't think it's going to end. I really don't. Even if they go 2-6, maybe I'm going crazy after watching that last week's game. Maybe I'm going crazy after watching Pickett to Pickens. I like them, man. I know they don't really run the ball well, though. That's the issue. I like the 10.5. I'm going to hold my nose and take 10.5.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia is the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think they're going to kill Pittsburgh. To your point, that's probably why Pittsburgh's the right pick. But I can't go against Philly here. I just see Pickett just throwing interception after interception. The Philly defense is legit. The Philly offense can run the ball. I feel like they fade down the stretch again. I talked about that last season. I talked about it earlier this season. 10.5 points is a lot of points to cover for this Philly team. Definitely could see a backdoor cover here because, like I said, I think Philly dude,
that's a lot, bro.
I just stopped mid-sentence because I closed my eyes and I thought about it. You see the picture today of Jalen Hurts wearing the Houston Astros gear?
I think it's old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still,
I think he's an Astros fan.
He's an Astros fan. He's from there, but still, Philly's playing Houston. What are the odds of that?
They also have pictures of him wearing Philly's hat, like in the Eagles stuff, pretty recently.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so that's good then, because if that'd be bad. But I think the Phillies. No, I don't know. No, they don't play. They don't play on Sunday. They play Friday, Saturday. It's next week. Next week they'll be playing in Houston. I think the day after the World Series.
That's so cool.
What a weekend! And then Texas versus Philadelphia. But that's next weekend. This weekend I got the Phillies or the Philadelphia Eagles.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I'm rolling with the Steelers here. 10.5 is just
a lot of points.
Much for Mike Tomlin, man. Too much.
A lot of points.
The standalone 405 game might be the worst game of the entire week.
Makes no sense.
It does make sense. Like, it just be buried. It's going to be buried between the witching hour of the 1 o'clock and what's going on with the 425.
One of the goals of this podcast at some point in the future years is to have like an NFL scheduler on and just understand the rhyme and reason for this stuff.
Well, I learned a little bit now that you mentioned
I've
it.
been Googling, I've been trying to find it.
All right, a little off the rails here, but I learned a little bit of something. Team like Fox, for example,
Hmm.
they don't have any primetime games, right? They don't have Thursday, Monday, or Sunday,
Yep.
but they still pay for a package. So that's why they get the quote unquote
Game of the
um,
week.
America's game of the week.
Yeah.
And that's why, for example, the Bills Chiefs last week was a standalone like 425 or whatever, because that's Fox's primetime game.
Okay.
That's how this weird stuff is working. So I would guess that one of the primetime games is San Francisco Rams, like
Yeah.
this week with the 425. I'm just guessing like how they play that. So that's just a little insight. I was listening to Andrew Marchand. He does like a TV media podcast. So anyway,
Okay.
4 o'clock, Tennessee Titans at the 1-4-1. I love this. I love their record. The 1-4-1 Houston Texans. It's a pick 'em. You might ask yourself, why is it a pick 'em? It's because this might be the worst quarterback game of the entire week. Willis versus Mills might be tough. It looks like Ryan Tannehill has an ankle injury. He did shed the walking boot, but he still hasn't practiced. I don't know if they're going to put him out there, man. What do you think? On the Texan side, um, Nico Collins is not going to play.
Yep.
Malik Collins, I don't think he's going to play. He's hurt. Chest injury. We'll see what happens there. They were pretty banged up last week. The Titans. You saw Ben Jones and Vrabel crying
I was
after the
gonna say
game.
after that happens and that goes viral, how do you not play if you're a Tennessee Titans player? Like
Well, how
how
do
do
you
you
bet the Tennessee Titans the next week? They're crying over how injured they are and they're playing. It's a miracle that they played.
I know, to
From
me it's
my
just like
perspective, I'm like, how are you? Everyone's banged up. They're crying about how excited they finished the game.
I know, but they play through it though. That's the whole point. They're banged up, but they play through it. This Tennessee Titans team is different. It's not just because I bet them to win the division last week.
Oh yeah, this should be a clear cut division winner.
Dude, it depends. I mean, obviously it depends. Like if Malik Willis plays,
This should be an L.
yeah, it should be on the road. That's kind of tough, but still, I like the Tennessee Titans -1.5. I'm interested in what the public betting is on this because it's so up in the air right now as we
So
record
70% of the bets are on Tennessee and it's 50-50 money.
it. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Houston. I'm gonna keep riding them. I knew my dumb gambling brain is not gonna let me get off Houston. I'm with it. I know that the best thing that the Texans do is run it. I know the best thing that the Titans do is stop the run. I know.
yeah.
I'm still going with Houston because Malik Willis stinks. I hate Liberty. And I don't think Willis is going to be good in the NFL. Next up, did you see my boy Shaquille Darius Leonard coming out with the receipts?
No,
You didn't see?
no. I saw tweets about it, but I didn't see like what happened. If there's a clip of it or any details on it.
So Shaq Darius Leonard, who's been injured all year, basically.
Oh yeah.
But when he does play, they win and cover. He went and someone found that he started liking a million tweets that would just say bad things about him and bad things about the Colts. He's just like catching receipts, like literally just liking it all the way down.
Oh no.
And it's funny because they're 3-3-1.
Yeah,
Like they're fine.
That scares me as a person who just bet the Tennessee Titans to win the division. That worries me.
Yeah, because if the Titans lose this week with their backup quarterback, which they should, to a division game, right? That's a pick 'em, right? This shouldn't be a pick 'em. Okay, like the Tennessee Houston should not be a pick 'em, right? The Tennessee Titans are 4-2, they're beasts, and Houston Texans stink. Worst
Yeah.
team in the league by every single measure. It should not be a pick 'em. Okay, that's why we're taking the Titans. That's why we're taking the Texans because something's wrong. The Titans are injured, and that means they're gonna go 4-3 if say they lose. If the Colts win, they become 4-3-1. They're ahead.
Yeah.
So it gets real interesting real fast here, and we got to talk about the topic of the day with the Colts, and that's Matt Ryan being a healthy scratch, healthy bench. I mean, do we have to give it up to Billy, the Billy from Part of My Take?
I called it.
That's the only reason I like ever cared about Sam Ellinger. It was literally like he put him on the map for me. Like I know in college I knew who he was, but I became a fan because of Billy Football from Part of My Take. So from Barstool. So shout out to him. I'm on board. Shaq Leonard's gonna play, and he's getting the receipts. Jahan Dotson didn't practice for the Commanders. Cole Holcomb, one of their big linebackers, didn't
Yep.
practice. One of their corners, William Jackson III, didn't practice. He's also center of trade rumors, so that might be a little weird thing with Jackson. He might be getting traded, so we'll
Okay.
see there. Which is another motivating thing for me. Like, I know Heineke covers.
Yes,
I
he
got
does.
you, but I feel like Ellinger changes this line. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a wash now. Like Ellinger versus Heineke, you can't be like, oh, one guy covers. You're underestimating. No, these are both whack quarterbacks. Like they're both mediocre.
We don't know what we have with Sam Ellinger.
Okay, let's call him. Let's call him a. Let's just say he's Heineke. Could we just guess that he's Heineke? That would
I
be
think he's
pretty
going to be
good.
worse. That's why I'm taking Washington plus 2.5. I think he's a
Oh,
rookie quarterback who's never
really?
played. Yeah, I think he's going to be worse. I think the Washington defense is okay. Not great, but okay. I like Tyler Heineke. I think he can play, dude. I think he looked good.
Interesting.
Looked good in the playoffs. That one game he played, he got him to the playoffs. Like he's giving him a spark. Dude, Robinson looks good out of the backfield. Gibson can catch the ball out of the backfield. I like Washington plus 2.5. I know they're on the road, and that's a little worrisome. But dude, what have you seen from the Indianapolis Colts that make you confident about the Indianapolis Colts? Besides that, Shaq Leonard's healthy and he's playing this week. They haven't done anything. And also, too, did you see with Matt Ryan? The article
Uh,
was about like how the Colts save so much money if he's not injured. It
do you have like incentives like with snap counts and something?
Not even snap counts. It's like if he's injured at the like on certain dates, if he's injured and can't play, like if he's not injured by week 16, if he's injured at week 16, he gets like a $7 million bonus. If he's injured at the start of the new league year on March 3rd, he gets a $17 million bonus. Like if he's
If he's
not,
injured,
yeah, if he's injured. So if he's
so weird.
healthy, they're gonna save like $20 or $30 million, maybe more, by having him be healthy and just sit on the bench. So I think also too, Sam gives you an ability to run that Matt Ryan doesn't have. The Colts, I don't know what happened to this best offensive line in the league from 2 or 3 years ago. Even last year with Taylor run the ball all over the place, he hasn't looked the same. The Colts haven't looked the same. I don't see anything that makes me want to take the Colts. So give me Washington plus 2.5.
Quiddy Pay not practicing scares me. That's the only thing that like scares me.
Yeah.
But I like the Colts, man. Maybe it's just excitement. Maybe I think the team is going to be hyped. We'll see. I'm going with the Colts here. If Shaq Leonard's playing, I'm going with the Colts. You know how it is. This might be a nice time to take Colts division though.
Yeah.
Jumping to, I would say, the best game of the 4 o'clocks, maybe the best game of the whole week. San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams, the second time they play each other this year. So they're not going to play each other for the rest of the year. And they're going to be battling for the division by the end here. This is going to be a fun one. We know that McVay owns Shanahan, which is why this line is 1.5. Otherwise, this line legitimately should be 9.5 San Francisco for me. This should be minus 9.5. That's how much better I think that San Francisco is better than the Los Angeles Rams. I think they're double digit better. Forget McCaffrey, just based on the defense.
The Rams defense is pretty good.
The only thing that scares me is Deebo Samuel. He might not play.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for me.
Yeah, I mean, Rams coming off a bye, huge bounce back spot for San Francisco after playing Kansas City last week. You said it, man. San Francisco owns LA, so make it a best bet. Why buck the trend? Why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't think, just throw. Give me San Francisco as my third and final best bet.
No, the Rams own San Francisco.
Oh, I thought you said it the other way.
No, McVay owns Shanahan. You can't beat him. Shanahan can't beat him.
I read this wrong. It said 49ers have covered money line in 9 of their last 11 games.
Versus Rams?
That's what I thought this said here, but I could be reading it wrong, or it just could be a bad stat then. So yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I guess I'm a little lost then here. Let's look at the spread. Let's look at the money here. 90% of the money's on San Francisco. That's alarming. That makes no sense to me. I don't
Oh,
think it
you're
should
right.
be.
I had the opposite. You're totally right. Shanahan is 8-3 against McVay.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought Shanahan absolutely dominates McVay, and then
Okay.
McVay dominates Kingsbury.
Oh, okay,
So they got a whole
okay.
thing going on in the NFC West. It's a whole weird thing they got on the West Coast. You
That's
know,
my
us East
fault.
Coast guys don't get it. West Coast guys be doing their thing. Dude, okay, I'm back on 49ers. I don't like
Yeah,
that I just looked up that 90% of the money's on them. That freaks me out. But I'm pretty sure the
I'm on
49ers
49ers.
absolutely own McVay. Let's keep it rocking. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't think, just throw. Best bet, 4 o'clock. To round out my 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m. 3 best bets of the day on Sunday.
All right. I'm sorry to do this, but I'm gonna make the New York Giants my best bet. 4 o'clock game going into Seattle. What do you see with Seattle that you like? I know Geno Smith is finding Lockett. I know Kenneth Walker is making plays and their defense is honestly doing okay. But do you trust them? Do you trust Seattle? Or on the other hand, do you trust the Giants?
I trust both teams with my life, John. They've won me money back-to-back weeks and money line parlays. And people haven't figured out the Seattle Seahawks because both weeks they've been like plus 200, plus 250. Like, their money is insane, dude. They score points. They play pretty good defense. DK Metcalf might be hurt. That's alarming. Tyler Lockett's good. And Tyler Lockett's doing a thing this year, which I've been saying for years. There's 2 things I say all the time, and I don't know if I say it enough on here, so I'll say it on here too. He just goes down before he gets tackled. I'm a huge proponent of that. I don't know if you've seen the highlight clips of that going around on Twitter. I'll send it to you if not. Dude, he just goes down right before he gets tackled, and he saves him. He loses a yard or two, but he saves himself from getting absolutely lit up by a defender. I think everyone should be doing that in the NFL. I think everyone should be sliding. Second of all, my other thing, just not to get too off track, I think if a running back or someone catches an end around and there's absolutely nowhere to go, I think they just throw it out of bounds. It'll just be an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
To me, it makes no sense why on these bubble screens or end arounds or whatever it is, or bounce to the outside in a stretch play, I don't get why these running backs take 4 or 5 yard losses. Like if Braxton Berrios is back there on an end around, someone's in his face, just if you're outside the pocket, just throw it away. Save yourself 5 or 6 yards. 2 things I think players should be doing more in the NFL. But here nor there, I think Seattle's good. I think the Giants are good. It got pretty close last week with Jacksonville on the 1 yard line to tie the game up. To me, this is just simply, I don't get how the Giants are underdogs every single week.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. And it's crazy again this week. Everyone thought they were freaking geniuses last week by taking Jacksonville because, something's up, Vegas. Oh, Vegas knows something, all stuff. Dude, Vegas knows you'd overthink it, so they made the line so crazy, and they were right. So again, Seattle getting 70% of the money. Neither of these teams should be getting 70% of the money. Give me the Giants on the road plus 3. I wish it was 3.5, so I got the hook, but I'll take a push.
Is it 3 right now?
It's 3 on action. I don't know what it is.
God, I love that. It's my best bet. It's one of my best. So I got the Jets and the Giants this week.
Ooh.
2 lines. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. I don't understand it.
Dude, I love the Giants.
All right. This is a tough one. Green Bay Packers wearing the Wisconsin shirt. I'm betting this is the best bet with your heart pick. Okay? Nothing on planet Earth would make you think that Green Bay Packers are going to even be remotely in this game. We got Aaron Rodgers saying his teacher gave him a gold star and everybody else thinks. Then he comes out and he says, I tell the truth. I don't give a damn what you think. I love that. Dude, I love that. Aaron Rodgers coming out, he's like, dude, like if you go to Green Bay, there's just shrines of Aaron Rodgers everywhere. Like you have like Bart Starr and Reggie White and Brett Favre and then Aaron Rodgers. Like all his stuff is literally in the Hall of Fame. Like he's already there. They have a whole section for him for when he won the Super Bowl, like a whole wall dedicated to it.
Of course.
Who's gonna open his mouth to Aaron Rodgers? Like I love this approach that he's taking, where he's just like, dude, like Romeo Dobbs, you keep dropping passes. Like you can't play. Or like, yo, Watson, you're just doing the wrong play, man. I don't know what to tell you. You can't be on the team.
No one's going to open their mouth, John, but as a leader of an organization and team, you have to understand leadership, and he doesn't understand it. Like, that's not the way to go about things. He's honestly, the last few weeks, and it's honestly probably before that, and I've just been missing the signs because I like Green Bay, and they're my NFC team. I got a ton of Green Bay merch, stuff from when I was a kid. I love them growing up. So maybe I'm just blind to it, and now I feel like a Seattle fan. He gives me Russell Wilson vibes like crazy.
Damn.
Like, dude, like, yeah, no one can say anything because you're great, but you're not doing anything to help the team. That's why your family hates you. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, you're just a jerk. And you're like, oh, I can be a jerk because I've won one Super Bowl. Okay, but what are you doing this season to help the team?
He's MVP last year, bro.
Yeah, but what are you doing this season to help the team? To say the players shouldn't take the field because they're making too many mistakes, what does that mean?
I know.
What does that mean? So we're going to go out here with 10 guys, 9 guys? Like, what are you talking about, Aaron? Like, that's my whole thing. Is like, yeah, you can't say anything to him, but just because you can't say anything to him doesn't mean he should be running his mouth and saying whatever he wants. Be a leader. Like, one time.
I think he's going to be a leader this week on prime time against the best team in the league. You said that the Eagles are the best team in the league. Best team in the league is the Buffalo Bills. I know they have a loss, but I think the Buffalo Bills are the best team in this league. And as a Jets fan, as an AFC East guy,
do you see the Super Bowl odds
for the Bills?
Yeah.
If it's minus, I'm gonna.
No, it's not minus. Okay. But dude, it's like plus 275.
That's way. What's like Bills Eagles, like plus 300?
Oh, to actually be the matchup, or
yeah,
I don't know, because after the Bills, then there's like it's like 500 or 600 for like the Chiefs, the Eagles. Like there's other teams that are in the low or mid hundreds, but no one's as low as the Bills. The Bills are crazy low.
That's really interesting because only one team gets a bye this week in each conference. So if the Bills end up just being second to the Chiefs, it's going to be a very hard road for them.
Yeah, that's why it was so big to win in KC.
Kansas City, yeah.
Yeah, Bills plus 275, Philadelphia plus 500, KC plus 600, then San Francisco plus 1,400. That's good to see. Is a San Francisco future better before the season? They're fourth place right now.
Wow. Dude, I like the Bills San Francisco future. I might have to take that exact matchup.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Just to hold on to it. All right. Off the rails. Best bet for me. Green Bay Packers plus 10.5 with the Buffalo Bills coming off a bye in Orchard Park. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Green Bay stinks. Their defense, which everyone thought was going to hold them, stinks. Buffalo, I'm telling you, best team in the league. And they're going to win the game. Buffalo should win the game. But 10.5 is too much for Aaron Rodgers on prime time, man. It's so funny that Tampa's 3-4 and Green Bay's 3-4, and we're acting like the entire world is falling apart on them, and New England's 3-4, the whole world's falling apart on them. I mean, they're fine. Like if they win 2 games, each of those teams, I mean, they're easily making the playoffs with the extra team added this year. So
yeah,
I don't think everything is. I think Green Bay has hit rock bottom for Green Bay.
I don't think so.
I don't think they've hit rock bottom as an NFL team. I think they're gonna play very well against Buffalo. I think they're gonna keep up with Buffalo. What's the money line? It's like 400.
Yeah, plus 400 exactly.
That's not enough. All right, I'll take Green Bay 10.5. Best bet.
Christian Watson, hamstring injury, limited participant.
Lazard, practice though. That's a huge. He hasn't practiced in weeks. That's a huge step up.
Sammy Watkins.
No,
you said.
No, Watson.
Oh Yeah, but he did practice. Sammy Watkins, though, also limited participant. Alan Lazard did not practice Wednesday with a shoulder injury. That worries me a little bit.
Look at
Dude,
that sling.
yeah, dude, his whole team's injured. His wide receivers are injured. He's finally on the injury report for a thumb. I don't know if he has been, but people have not been
Yes.
talking about it. You've been talking about it.
That's because it was right before us. He had a
Yeah.
bad game before us. Then he fumbled against us against the New
Yeah,
York Jets.
because he's
It
hurt.
was, and no one talked about the thumb.
No one talked about it on the broadcast, dude. It was insane. And no one talked about it in the stadium, apparently. Packers have 80% of the money on the Packers. Give me the Bills in a rout. This is my changing of the guard pick of the week. Aaron Rodgers is old. He's out of here. Josh Allen is young. He's in. The Bills are going to demolish the Packers. The Packers will not score 2 touchdowns this game. The Bills are going to absolutely smoke them in Orchard Park this week.
Oh man, I think Green Bay keeps it out to basically one possession. You know what I'm saying? I don't think.
Yeah, I
don't
know
think
what
they
you're
have to
saying,
win.
but I'm saying with if how long are you gonna keep with that? With them in Tampa Bay, how long are you gonna keep saying, oh, they'll bounce back, they'll figure a way out? If you do that all season, you can't have a good gambling season because you're just losing money every single week on teams that you should have been off of.
Well, I've been off of Tampa.
But
To be
yeah,
fair,
well, yeah, we both have because of Todd Bowles.
and I've been off of Green Bay.
Okay,
I took Washington last week, and I took Carolina last week. Those both covered. Week before that, of course, I had the Jets against Green Bay. Man, we're idiots for not taking Pittsburgh. That was one of the bounce backs. We're like, oh yeah, Tampa's gonna bounce back versus Pittsburgh, and they didn't. So you're right. That happened just 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
and I think we learned. I think we're both on Baltimore this Thursday. I'm not there yet with Green Bay.
okay.
And I don't know if I'm going to be there if they don't cover this game. If I'm being 100% honest, because if they get smacked by Buffalo, I'm just going to give it up to Buffalo. I know myself. So am I? For me, it depends how they play.
4-game
hoping-
lose streak would be tough for Green Bay.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm confident in this one. I'm taking it as my best bet. Lastly, here we got a little long episode today, man. Wow, we enjoying this week 8 slate. A fantastic Monday night game. Like Monday night game that I legitimately cannot wait for. And I can't wait to hear what you have on it either. The Cincinnati, the 4-3 Cincinnati Bengals, who looked unbelievable last week. -3.5. I picked up. Speaking of fan, I picked up Tyler Boyd everywhere last week. For some reason, everyone dropped him.
Dude,
I
I
picked him up
don't.
in, like,
You
3
beat me
leagues.
to him. You beat me to him in one of them, I think, because I tried to do the same thing and someone else snatched him up. I don't know how he was a free agent.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
-3.5 at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland +3.5. Another team where if they lose, they're gonna start trading. Like Kareem Hunt's gone. If they lose, is Dearness Johnson even still on the team? I don't know. I know he used to be a Brown, but I heard Dearness Johnson's name.
I think he's still on the team right now. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So he's another one. Deshaun Watson, it's so funny. Everyone's like, oh, they just have to keep up. They just have to keep up for Deshaun Watson. They lose this game, they're about to sell before Deshaun Watson even shows up for practice.
Yeah, they might fire their coach.
That's wild. All right. Cleveland home, 3 and a hook. Devastating losses this year. At home too. What do you got?
Cincinnati, easy. This
Really?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be one of my alternate line picks from our alternate line parlay again. Winning Peak Weekly on Twitter. You can check it out.
Wow. We're
Knicks,
opposite,
Jets,
man.
etc. On the YouTube channel, got a playlist. Winning Peak Weekly. We got our own Winning Picks Weekly. Anywhere podcasts are available. Like, rate, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know who you're taking this week. Because I will be taking on Monday night the Cincinnati Bengals by a lot. I think they're back. Stat going around. Defense hasn't given up any points in the second half or any touchdowns in the second half this season.
Yes.
I don't care about that. What I care about is that Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow look good. And they're back on the same page. I think Joe Burrow was able to get it going with a couple other guys earlier in the season. But if Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are connecting and making things happen, it opens up everything else. Boyd's more open. Higgins is more open. I think a lot of points are going to be scored in this one because I know for a fact actually Cleveland Browns defense is not good. It's crazy to say because they have so many pieces on there. They were good for the last few years. They have fallen off a cliff. Give me the Bengals -3.5 on Monday night.
I'm trying to look up what Cincinnati is against the run because they are playing the best run team in the league with Chubb.
Give me a second here. Defenses. We're doing rushing defenses by yards. Kind of in the middle. 833 so far. 4.6 a carry. Only three touchdowns on the season.
Of course, it's right in the middle. I like the Browns with 3-and-a-hook division game, desperate, back against the wall. Cincinnati Bengals are better than the Browns in every single metric. Even as Jets fans, we played both of them already. We know. We know exactly how good the Bengals are and how mediocre the Browns are. But this is a division game, and this line should be 7.5 for me. This should be minus 7.5 Bengals. And honestly, I would probably take the Bengals if it was 7.5. I love the Browns at plus 3.5, man. I think they're going to keep this close. I think they're going to win the game. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be upset at home on Monday night. And it's going to be another upset Monday night. That's going to be the theme here of these Monday night games. Coming after the Chicago, New England. I don't know. The Browns have to win. It's desperation time for them.
Yeah, it's. I mean, 2-5. They're on the contention to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this season.
There hasn't been many upsets on Monday night. There was obviously this week. You got Chicago 33-14. It should have been 40-14. We got the Chargers in overtime over Denver. Kansas City by 1 over Vegas. San Francisco 24-9 over the Rams. Dallas 23-16 over the Giants. Both Buffalo and Philly won together on the same day. And then Seattle beat Denver by 1.
Yeah, I was looking back on that. I don't know if that was too much of an upset.
Exactly, yeah. It looked way different when it first happened, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. You're right with Cincy. I'm riding with the Browns here. I think they're desperate enough to actually pull this one off. Don't love it, though. What do you got for your Hail Mary parlays, man?
Again, I hit my Hail Mary last week, so I'm up. What was it? I'm up on the season now, which is beautiful. It's nice to see that negative 700 turn into a plus 600 on a $1,300 winner. Only need to hit one more for the rest of the season to have a positive season. I hit one last year, so I got a little trend going on hitting these at least once a year. I'm going to try to hit it twice a year right here with my Hail Mary parlay. Pick of the week, Jacksonville Jaguars. I absolutely love it. Going over to London town.
Already.
Yeah. Falcons minus 4.5. I actually go in here with the Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, and the 49ers. I think all those teams, like I said, I like those teams. Vikings are a best bet for me. San Francisco's a best bet for me. Jacksonville's a best bet for me. I threw in the Bears, and I threw in the Falcons. That gets me to plus 2450 on a 5-team parlay.
Okay. I'm going with an 8-team plus 15,000 parlay.
Love it.
We got all spreads except for one money line, and that's the Colts. Oh, 2 money lines. Colts and 49ers.
Okay.
Browns 3.5. Texans 2.5 because I hate Willis. Giants and Jets plus 3 plus 2.5. Broncos plus 2.5. I just have to do it. And then the Ravens plus 1.5. So all the primetime games plus the Jets and the Giants. And then we even have the Colts and the Texans in there. Talk about Hail Mary.
That is a Hail Mary.
Plus 15,000. Taking it right now. And damn it, Greg, the Knicks are in overtime.
I was checking that out while we were going. Let's get into the teasers because I like mine. I got a little mix of both. I'm trying to stick with the unders. I missed it by 1. I missed it by 3 or 4 points on the under the Bears game last night. Which Bears New England, how did that not go under? It's because New England stinks so much. So that killed me. Because if I hit my Hail Mary parlay and my teaser, In 1 week, that would have been something. I'm going back to the unders because, again, I like the unders. Instead of last week, I think I did a 3-point teaser. This is still a 6-point teaser. I like the under in the Broncos Jaguars. I like the under in the Bears the Bears Cowboys. I like the under the Cardinals Vikings.
This is so funny.
And I like the under the 49ers Rams.
This is so funny because literally my teaser is just a bunch of unders.
So I got those 4, but I threw it in a little more to try to get those odds up a little bit. So again, I only need to hit 1 or 2 of these. Give me the Washington Commanders +9. Give me the Giants +9. Give me the Eagles -4.5. It's a $700 teaser. I think 7-leg teaser.
Okay, so I got 4 unders +250 in this teaser.
Okay.
+250.
Easy. Happens all the time.
45.5 in Denver Jaguars. 48.5 Bears Cowboys.
Like it.
51.5 Ravens Bucks. 46.5 Pats Jets.
I should throw the Jets in mine. I like that one a lot. Oh my god. What was the number in the Jets one?
It's 40.5. I moved it to 46.5. Added 6.
Love that. What is that? You said that's plays out +250 for those 4. That's nice.
I gotta take that. That's a one where I'm gonna be pissed if it doesn't hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like almost like guaranteeing myself that, and then if it doesn't hit, like for example, I had a huge teaser in Kansas. It was Kansas City +1.5, and it lost. That was the Buffalo Bills game. I was so pissed. That was like one I had like, oh, this is an easy one. I'll put a lot here, so make sure I grab it. And that was a tough one for me.
Yeah, I was getting ready. I was prepping today for this episode. I missed by 1. You also missed your teaser last week by 1.
Yeah.
So
2 weeks in a row now. Well, not in a row. The KC Buffalo, whatever, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, in Atlanta last week. So
yeah,
gotta get it.
Atlanta hurt me. That's another one I took separately last week in Atlanta. I was like, oh, no problem. The Kings. Anytime anyone says anything to me that's just going around, like the Cincinnati doesn't give up a point in the second half.
I was thinking about saying that when I was talking about the game, but I just don't want to jinx it. But there is something to that where if you start seeing on social media, you listen to a couple podcasts, your friend brings it up on a podcast when you're recording, you see it in a group chat. That is something that kind of alarms me a little bit, where it's like, all right, everyone's kind of caught on. You got to fade that.
Yeah, Green Bay's done.
Yeah, let's keep that in mind. We're trying to find trends here. We're trying to find angles here. Winning Picks Weekly. Maybe that's something to do. We talked about the London coming back, no bye. I think we got both these teams coming back from London next week with no bye.
Still can't believe they choose your team and they chose the Jets. Like, oh, nothing in the world makes me madder than that.
I know. I flamed Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers 10 minutes ago. So it's been a long episode. It's been a lot of fun. John, anything else before we get out of here?
The last thing is this trend. I really believe in it. The trend where if you have a bye week the week after, you cover. Browns have a bye week next week. Dallas Cowboys have a bye week next week. Denver Broncos took the London bye. The Giants have a bye week after going to Seattle. Pittsburgh Steelers and San Francisco 49ers. I did not even look at that, and holy crap, I have every single one of these teams.
Might have to take that parlay just in case.
I have every single one of these teams. I have my own trend. This is the trend. I love all these teams. Didn't even realize till we just saw it right now. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later in the week for our college episode where we recap college last week and we get our picks for this week. 3 best bets, what we like on the slate. It's been a lot of fun. Chip Murphy 7 on there. Go give him a follow on Twitter. He's chopping it up all day and all night about anything Cuse related. It's great.
All right, let's do the wrap up.
Yep.
Baltimore Thursday night at Tampa. Basically a pick 'em. What do you got?
Baltimore.
Same. Denver 9:30 a.m. in London town at home. Jacksonville -2.5, -3. What do you like?
Jacksonville. Best bet.
All right. I got Denver with the smart buy after. Carolina 4.5 at Atlanta. Atlanta no longer the Kings. What do you like?
Still riding out with Atlanta.
Me too, man. Carolina are frauds. Chicago trades one of the defensive players after a huge week. 1 game out of division like dummies. +9.5 at the Dallas Cowboys. What do you got?
Chicago +9.5.
Dallas going into a bye, man. Dallas -9.5. and Zeke is injured. Miami minus 3.5 at the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions 1-5. I still don't understand. Everyone told me they're the best team for 4 weeks straight. I mean, not how the hell they 1-5 plus 3.5. What do you got here?
This is one of my missing pick of the week. I got Miami. I think the spread should be a lot higher. I get that they're on the road. I think Miami wins big here.
I'm on the Lions here. Get back game. I hate Miami. Arizona, D Hop back. Plus 3.5. The whole world is on them. At Minnesota, off a bye at home. 5-1 Minnesota Vikings. Don't look now. 1 o'clock Kirk Cousins, minus 3.5. What do you got?
Minnesota best bet, number 2.
Man, this Jets Minnesota game that we're going to in a couple weeks is going to be crazy. If they're 6-1 and
we got to keep
2.
winning. It's a tough stretch.
All right, Las Vegas Raiders at the New Orleans Saints. I hate this game. Basically a pick 'em. What do you got?
I hate it so much, but I have to take the Saints. Home team getting points.
Me too. Me too. Most disgusting bet. The most disgusting line. The New York Jets, the 5-2 New York Jets are underdogs at JetLife Stadium versus the New England Patriots. Plus 2.5. Best bet. New York Jets.
Let's go. I love the Jets plus 2.5.
So stupid, man. It's wild. All right. This is my hold my nose pick of the week. Pittsburgh Steelers plus 10.5 at definitely the best team in the NFC. Philadelphia Eagles 6-0, 10.5 at home. The champion Philly City. What do you got?
I got the Eagles.
Man, well, opposite better than last week. A lot of opposites, man. A lot of opposites. Tennessee Titans minus 1.5 at the 1-4-1 Texans. What do you got?
Tennessee.
I'm going Houston here, especially with Willis. If he starts with Tennessee, we got Washington, Heineke versus Ellinger in the Colts. Big game for both teams, really. Minus 2.5. What do you got?
I like Washington in the points.
Give me Shaq Leonard and the Colts at home with the field goal. San Francisco owns the Rams. Got it. We got it now. Minus 1.5. What do you got?
San Francisco, third best bet of the day. They own the Rams. They will continue to own the Rams. San Fran.
I love that bet. Giants getting disrespected. The 6-1 Giants getting disrespected. At Seattle. Giants have a bye after. I love plus 3. I love it.
Same. Giants plus 3.
Good head coaches know how to travel with their team. Sunday night, Green Bay. Plus 10.5 at the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons. Bills. What do you got?
I'm circling the wagons. Give me the Bills minus 10.5 at a route.
Yeah, I'm going with Aaron. I think this is the week that at least he covers. Okay, I think that's going out on a limb here. Cincinnati Bengals minus 3.5 division game Monday night against the Cleveland Browns. Cincinnati, everybody's darling. Best bet for me, Cleveland Browns plus 3.5. What do you got?
I like Cincinnati. I think they got it going. I think they got it figured out. Defense looks good. Offense looks good. What's not to like?
Man, on a week where we won the fam team no spread, we won the fam team spread.
Yep.
Even though we had opposite picks, another week of opposite picks, Brandon's not going to be very happy with us.
A double winner, though. We got it.
There you have it. Week 8 in the books. Hail Mary parlays, best bets, teasers, full slate, Johnny Primetime. We out.